Today's morning show is being brought to you by
at Golden Nugget Laughlin. Experience a new kind of reward. Sign up for the 24 Karat Select Club today.
Good morning and welcome to Take Two. Happy Monday. I hope you all had an enjoyable, relaxing weekend. I know that 4:30 on Friday afternoon, I fell asleep and I didn't wake up until 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. And pretty impressive for me anyway, Chad. But I have to tell you that, of course, that messed up my entire sleep pattern for the rest of the weekend, and I'm on 2 hours of sleep right now. So I know, but it's another week, and it's a big week coming up. We have a full week with a lot of guests. In fact, today we'll have Mike Connor on from the River Fund. And then this Friday night, we will be bringing you live. We will broadcast live the inaugural River Bowl at the Anderson Auto Group Fieldhouse. So we're looking forward to that. But we have a whole week worth of stuff before that, and it's a hot week too. Good morning, Chad.
Good morning.
How was your weekend?
Exhausting. I had so much stuff I had to get done. And then on Sunday, one of my friends is an older couple, and or a set of my friends, I should say, a pair of friends, and he got sick, so I was running all over the place trying to help them out and get stuff taken care of for them. But he's doing better today. So.
Oh, good. Well, we're glad to hear that.
But that was my weekend, in a nutshell.
It was it really, really hot? I was in Vegas yesterday, and it was 111, so it must have been...
It got hot at moments, and I mean, I was inside an AC building most times, but having to run a few errands, it was miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not one of those days where no matter how low you have the AC, it doesn't work, but it was still close. It was there.
Just miserable. Yeah, it's pretty muggy out this morning, too.
It is.
Kind of gross.
Yeah.
Good morning, Chris.
Good morning.
How are you?
Oh, there I am. I'm doing good. It's Monday.
Long week ahead.
I know. I'm excited about Friday's thing, by the way.
I am as well.
That'll be fun to see.
Me too.
Yes.
Good.
I think the entire community is excited about it. It's definitely going to be a good time. So.
Good times.
Yes. And speaking of good times, good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. So, school's back for the college students out in the tri-state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go to a big college rave or a party?
No, I don't go to any of those.
Okay.
I'm just a good kid.
Not anymore, he said.
Yeah. That was my past life.
I couldn't picture Joe at a huge rager and.
Yeah, right?
No, not Joe. No.
The secret life of Joe.
I know.
I don't know.
Well, we saw a secret family.
Oh.
In that picture from Instagram or Snapchat.
Yeah.
Him.
That. Oh my gosh, that was really, really funny. Oh my gosh. Of course, nothing, thankfully, huge happened over the weekend. The one weekend that we pre-record the show, you all know when we're fibbing because things happen over the weekend. But this weekend was, thankfully, relatively uneventful. But there were some national stories that certainly caught my eye, such as Joe Arpaio, Sheriff Joe. Yes, he announced that he wants his old job back, and he will be running in 2020 for Sheriff of Maricopa County. So this came as a surprise to many folks because I believe he's 87. I don't know if you can verify that, but I think he is.
He was born in 1932.
87 then. Wow. Now, Chad and I had the pleasure of meeting Sheriff Joe at the Mojave County Republican picnic last year. And he was a character, that is for sure.
Yes.
It's so funny because we didn't, not even realizing that the shot was framed next to a dumpster, he was tapping on it saying that he was going to take out the trash. He was running for Congress, right? He ran against Kelly Ward.
Yes.
And that was a big, heated, contentious race. Actually, it was a three-way race with Martha McSally as well.
Yeah.
Yes, who ultimately, yeah.
And nobody was, I mean, I wasn't expecting her to be the winner. I was expecting one of those two that were really going at it to be the winners.
Oh, it was, but anyway, it was very interesting, and, well, good luck to Sheriff Joe. We'll see what happens there. And what else happened? Oh, so what do you guys think of the Lancaster, California deputy who made up a story about being shot at by a sniper?
Oh my.
You know, I don't know if you guys heard about this.
No, I heard about. I'll tell you my story. I heard about, but you go first.
Oh, okay. So, a couple of days ago, this sheriff's deputy said that a sniper shot at him, and he didn't have like a entry wound or a bullet or anything. I guess he said he was grazed by it, and this massive manhunt ensued, of course, because you have a sniper. I mean, is he an active shooter? He just fired on your deputy. Everybody's going crazy looking for him, and then once they investigate the whole thing, they find out that he fabricated the entire story. Now, there are enough police officers and law enforcement officers who are really fired upon, who have really died, who have really been critically injured, that you don't need to make something like this up. And it's funny because I actually didn't hear about it until I happened to be in a shop in Las Vegas, and this young lady who worked there told me the story, that she was so embarrassed because she was from Lancaster, and she asked me if I had heard the story that her, you know, I guess one of her friends was related to the rookie deputy, and everybody was just like, why would you do this? He's 21 years old, and the county, the sheriff's department came out and they said that, of course, he's been relieved of his duties, and they are shocked and appalled and just embarrassed. I mean, what else can you say about it? But yeah. But Chris, what was your story?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I was just going to jump in on this. Okay, so I understand being young and making a mistake, but this is no excuse for that. I think I've famously asked this question a million times. What was his end game? Like, what was the outcome that he had hoped to arrive at?
One can only imagine.
And it says, I was reading the article as you were talking about it, and it says that a pellet gun was retrieved from one of the apartments from that building. So my question becomes, are you telling me that they searched every apartment in that building?
It was a massive undertaking. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
so
saying.
like the violation to those people in general as well, having their...
Right.
Don't give them ideas.
Right, and of course the amount of money that was spent in
Yes.
in putting together this whole operation, because that's what you do. If somebody is fired upon, you want to find the culprit and hold them accountable. So they took all of those resources in, and a lot of money and manpower and hours wasted there, and they are going to charge him with filing a false report.
There has to be something
Oh, there
more
are
harsh
criminal
they
charges
could file
coming.
for against him. He should do jail time over this, because that's ridiculous, and if any civilian did it, they would be facing similar or harsher consequences. And he should know better.
Well, I
being
don't
a
think
law
that he's
enforcement.
going to get any sort of preferential treatment
Oh,
whatsoever. So-
everybody's mad at him
yeah,
for it, but
so I think he's going to have the book thrown at him.
Good.
And rightfully so. I'm sorry, Chris, go ahead.
Mine was similar. I was trying to see if I could find it where it was, but I was reading up on it. somebody had did this, I want to say last week or a couple days ago, and it was in the East Coast. The man shot himself in the foot while driving his car.
What?
And what he did too is, so he called 911, said it was a hit and run, not hit and run, but drive-by. Somebody did a drive-by. Well, I know, but what he did to make it seem like a drive-by and the officers could not figure it out is he started shooting outside of his vehicle, and that's how people thought there was actually a drive-by, because there was multiple shots shot.
Oh my goodness.
But the real question is, how do you shoot yourself in the foot while driving in the first place?
Well, we had a local incident not long ago where a guy shot himself somewhere else.
Oh,
while he was driving,
my
and he had to go to the hospital. We
That-
could try to get him on and ask.
Oh my goodness gracious, that is right. That, yes, that
Oh,
poor thing
no.
though. That was the subject of many.
And he drove himself
Punchline.
to the hospital too.
He did.
How brave.
Right. I was just going to mention that I did actually go to Lancaster High School's prom one
You
year.
did?
Yes, winter formal, I think it was.
Oh my. So, well,
So,
so you know where it is.
yes.
Oh, and speaking of foolish things with guns, yesterday in Connecticut, a man was charged with, get this, firing shots into a park where children were playing softball. Do you want to know why? What the reason he gave police as to why he would do this?
You thought there was a
yeah.
terrorist attack?
No, he was an off-duty security guard, and he wanted to test out his new weapon.
Oh my God, are you kidding
Are
me?
you serious?
I am serious.
Of all the things he could have done.
It was a 2-shot Derringer, and he fired 2 shots, and yeah.
I hope he...
But they also found a 9mm in his car and a lot of empty vodka bottles.
Oh no.
So, honestly, I mean, who knows what... They said that he showed extreme
Oh, here he
restraint.
is.
There he is, yes.
I hope that the bottles were only in his vehicle for target practice for another time, out in a safe location. But who knows?
Who knows? I know. In this day and age, you don't know. But, yeah, so that gentleman there, well, whatever you want to call him, I don't know. His name was James Gennardo, and it was in Stamford, Connecticut, which is relatively close to New York City. It's about 45 minutes outside of the
And
city.
it's pretty populated there. In that
Oh,
area,
it's a
right?
big, it's a city. I mean, it's part of the
Yeah, exactly.
greater metropolitan New York area. So yes, and there were children actively playing a softball game.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, speaking of softball, not softball, but baseball, congratulations to Louisiana for winning the Little League World Series. Thank you. World
That's
Series.
awesome.
Yes, they were very excited, and the president invited them to the White House, so
Oh,
I'm
cool.
sure they're really psyched about that. And just the smiles on their faces, they were elated. And it was an 8-0 victory. Shutout.
Wow.
They pitched a shutout in winning the Little League World Series.
So they're like, now, pardon my ignorance, but they call it the World Series, but it's only in America, right?
No,
There's-
it's not.
Okay, so
No.
it's international,
Yes,
like other
yes,
countries come
yes.
in? Okay.
And speaking of, perfect segue. Let's move into the World Series, because I know many of you out there are baseball fans, and I remember last year I got hammered pretty hard by some of you by saying that I never mentioned the World Series last year. Well, of course we're not there yet, but come October that'll be a hot topic, and everybody is projecting the New York Yankees and the Los Angeles Dodgers to go head-to-head in the World Series. And I wonder what you guys think about that. So I know there's some St. Louis Cards fans out there, but what do you guys think about that? The Yankees and the Dodgers, you think it's going to happen? Because the Yankees, they won the rubber match in the series that could be a precursor to the World Series. And do you follow baseball at all?
A little bit, and I'm actually a fan of the Dodgers. Like, they're the only team I really have ever supported in baseball. Just like with the Las Vegas Knights, I'm
hoping that Chris is going to
go ahead, Chris. Oh, no, there's going to be some.
But go on.
Well, like we are to Vegas as far as the Knights go, the Golden Knights. I was in Bakersfield to the LA Dodgers, and even my license plate said, "Follow me to the Dodger Stadium."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And love Dodger dogs, and so I would love to see this happen. How funny is it that it's the two teams?
I know. I mean, my Yankees are my Yankees. I love hearing the seventh inning, God Bless America, the seventh inning stretch, and Frank Sinatra. Love my Yankees. But it was actually a cute story. Aaron Judge, who is just amazing. Of course, he's a New York Yankee. But he made a promise to an older gentleman, the father, I believe, of the bullpen coach. And he said, "I'm going to hit a home run for you." And he also said that if he hit the home run, they were going to win the game. And he fulfilled his promise. And he smacked one out of the park. So good for him. And one other thing, since we're on sports, my favorite topic, somebody who could not live up to the expectations, or it's tough to say this. I don't want to say the promises he made, but Andrew Luck, former quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, announced his early retirement. And Chad, you were talking about this.
Yeah, well, it's incredible because he was injured and he's been dealing with multiple surgeries, traveling just to overcome these obstacles because of it. He had a shoulder and a foot injury. Well, he did announce his retirement, and he technically could have been forced to pay back $24.8 million in bonuses that he received early and ahead of time. But the owner of the Irsay, I think his name is, Jim Irsay. He told him he didn't have to pay back any of the $24.8 million, so that was his parting gift. And there's speculation whether it was just a PR stunt or others saying that it was left open so that if he did decide to come out of retirement, that door was still open and there was no ill will.
I think that maybe that leaving the door open to retirement is wishful thinking on the parts of many, because the fans did not take too kindly to his announcement. In fact, they booed him when he made it. Was a very emotional, address that he made, and he has been injured. He has just spent, I would say, the portions of the last 4 seasons. I don't know, what did he play? Like maybe 10 games in 4. He's always hurt. He's just very injury prone, and it's a shame because he's a heck of a player. And they used to call him the comeback kid because he would put together these, fourth quarter game-winning drives, and he would do it time and time again. And he could really hold his own with the best of them. And he, for the longest time, Peyton Manning, who's considered one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, was the quarterback for the Colts, and Andrew Luck was supposed to be their new Peyton Manning. In fact, they had a thing where right after Manning left, when he went to the Broncos before he retired, the Colts were just abysmal. Their team was just awful, and they actually wanted Andrew Luck in the draft because he was going to be the first overall pick. So they said, even though they did not admit to this, that they sucked for Luck. So they wanted that pick because he was going to be their new savior. And it never really worked out because he just seemed to be injured all the time. And that happens to some players, because even with the Patriots, Rob Gronkowski, he was very injury prone, but still had a heck of a career.
Now, would you like to hear who they have listed as the top quarterbacks of all time?
I could probably guess.
Okay.
Do you want me to guess?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Tom Brady.
Number 1.
Right. Joe Montana.
Number 2.
Dan Marino.
Number 4.
Peyton Manning.
Number 3.
Okay, and I wouldn't. Are they going to say Brett Favre?
Yep, number 5.
I know
That's
football.
pretty impressive. I've got to say, I did not expect that.
I was an NFL writer for many years before I came here, so that's kind of my forte.
What would you like to
my
know?
one talent. No.
5 highest paid quarterbacks of all time.
Highest paid?
Yes, because it is
Some that-
slightly different.
Yeah, because some that didn't amount to anything, I'm sure.
Yes. Okay. And do you want to guess how much they earned? Anybody back there either? Career earnings.
Sorry,
Career-
we're busy.
Oh, okay, never
I
mind.
know that Tom Brady's not at the top of the list.
He's number 4. And he earned career earnings $197 million.
Okay.
Now the top of the list, number 1, was Peyton Manning, and he earned 248. Eli Manning, and he earned 219. Aaron Rodgers, 217 million. Then Tom Brady at 197, and then Drew Brees at 194.7.
You know, and that's funny because Drew Brees is another one who should be on that list. He's just a terrific quarterback as well. But both Tom Brady and Drew Brees are known for not pushing the envelope when it comes to wanting
Not being
bigger
greedy.
salaries. Yeah, exactly. Because they understand you have to have a good team, and sometimes salary caps come into play and all of that stuff. And they did what they needed to for the betterment of the team, and not for themselves. So.
And Drew Brees actually was number 7 on the greatest quarterbacks of all times, not just the highest paid.
Yeah, well, he's a terrific. I think he's one of the best. He's amazing. I also think Aaron Rodgers is too, but
You also think what?
Aaron Rodgers is
He was on the
great
list.
too. So
He was right in front of Brees. He was Aaron Rodgers was number 9.
well, he still has a few more years too, and he unfortunately suffered some injuries too. But he's. Please leave us your comments. We would love to hear what your take is on who you think is the greatest quarterback of all time.
Absolutely, that'd be great.
I would love to know that. But before we go any further, I think, do we need to take a look at weather?
Probably about time.
all
Oh,
right.
wait, what?
Well,
Yeah,
no?
we could.
Okay. All right.
Alrighty, yesterday the official high in Laughlin and Bullhead City was 110 degrees. Kingman and Searchlight got up to 100 degrees, and this morning we had a low of 84 degrees. Still not very low, but maybe one day we'll get there again. Looking around the area, we have a high today of 107 in Las Vegas and Phoenix, 87 in Flagstaff and Los Angeles, and 111 degrees in Laughlin and Bullhead City. Over in Mesquite, we're looking at a high of 107, 91 in Prescott, 109 in Lake Havasu City, and 100 degrees in Searchlight and Kingman. Still, it looks like it's, eastern Arizona might have a little bit of showers between Flagstaff and Phoenix, but not much. No clouds, no rain. It looks like we're going to have a pretty dry sky.
Yeah, they said that there's a tropical storm brewing down near Baja, and it might send some clouds our way, keeping the temperatures down, but bumping the humidity.
You know, as long as it rains enough to take out some of the heat without just being like throwing a handful of water in a frying pan that's hot, you know, like cool us down. I could deal with a little more humidity if it's cool,
Yeah.
but probably not. I'm
Probably
probably
not,
talking
no.
big, and it's gonna be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and you know, I think I just messed up the whole schedule of the show. I think we were supposed to head into a break. Are we
Yeah.
Is our guest here?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with Mike Connor.
Segment of the morning show is brought to you by Fort Mojave Dental, the best place for the best smile in the tri-state area. Kind and caring staff will help you feel better about your smile. Call them today at 928-758-8887 or check them out online at sugarbug.com.
Don Laughlin's Riverside Resort is proud to present Breakdown, tribute to Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, August 28th through September 1st. This award-winning show is one of the finest tribute shows on the planet. Enjoy the magical experience of Tom Petty in concert, recreated by this amazing show. Breakdown, tribute to Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, August 28th through September 1st. Tickets on sale now. Call 800-227-3849 or online at riversideresort.com.
Mary and Shirley both need oxygen. Shirley lost her freedom the day she went on oxygen, but Mary has the ultra-compact Inogen 1 G4 oxygen concentrator from Inogen. It's the smallest and lightest model we've ever made, so she'll always have the oxygen she needs anytime, anywhere. The sooner you call, the sooner you can reclaim the freedom and independence you deserve. Call now for your 30-day risk-free trial.
Call 800-371-3730. That's 800-371-3730.
Mojave Skin and Cancer in Laughlin and Bullhead City, serving our area since 1987. You don't have to be a sun worshiper to suffer from skin cancer. That's why it's important to see Dr. Dulot or any one of his associates regularly. You may not recognize the first signs of skin cancer. Mojave Skin and Cancer does. See them at 3650 South Point Circle, Suite 106 in Laughlin, and 2350 Miracle Mile Road in the Riverview Mall in Bullhead City.
If you have Medicare, listen up. Medicare alone only covers 80% of your costs, leaving you to pay the rest. Understanding all the options can be downright confusing. That's why I love Health Markets, your insurance marketplace. They search thousands of plans to find a plan that's right for you. Plans that have prescription drug coverage, dental and vision care. Some may eliminate your out-of-pocket costs and no monthly premium.
Health Markets.
Representatives are standing by to assist you 24/7. Don't wait. Call now.
And welcome back once again, Mike Connor, Executive Director of Riverfront.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Not too bad for an old timer.
Oh, stop it. It's always great to see you.
Yeah, it's great to be seen, huh?
Yeah. Well, of course, you.
I match the colors.
You
this
do.
morning.
We're all, Chris too has a teal.
And there
shirt
wasn't
on.
even any memo or
No.
nothing.
Just, telepathy.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But of course, you're always busy at River Fund, and I know that you've done some great things just recently with grants.
This is a good message for the business community. River Fund, I'm always applying for grants, to do the things we do. But there's a thing where we turn the tables and we do grants for others. The way this works is we have a lot of businesses in the tri-state that are partners with River Fund through payroll deduction. It's actually how we got started years ago in 2010. We went to the properties and talked about helping the employees that might need assistance with maybe an electric bill or rent or something, and how could we best do that, and where's the money going to come from. Hence the Employee Donor Crisis Fund was born. And what that means is that through payroll deduction, all a business has to do is say, we agree to run the deductions through the payroll system and then cut a check every couple of weeks to River Fund. And basically that's it. We do the rest. We come talk to the employees, we manage the funds and the accounts, and then help those that need it. Hopefully, of course, we don't want anybody to ever have to call us say I need help. The way this works is every dollar that's contributed, 70 cents goes into a program grant fund. Okay. And that sits there, and if I didn't spend any of that money in a 12-month period, I figure we would accumulate about $120,000 a year. See?
Wow.
It just depends upon how many river givers you got signed up to contribute. And it doesn't matter if they're contributing $1 or $20. It's set at that 70 cents margin, and that goes into it's technically a money market account, but it's a restricted fund for grants. Then another 15 cents of the dollar goes into the Employee Donor Crisis Fund itself. That fund sits around $35,000 to $38,000 all the time.
Wow.
That is a restricted fund that can only be accessed by those that need it, that are contributing through payroll deduction. It's their their insurance policy. You know, I call them stockholders in a corporation. They invest in it, and then they can draw from it in a crisis situation. And if you took a room of 10 people and asked them to define a crisis, you'd get 10 answers.
Right.
Everybody has a different version. I'm sure you young ladies that wake up in the morning and went into the bathroom and the hairdryer didn't work because somebody didn't pay the electric bill, that is a crisis.
Sure.
To us guys, it would say, okay,
Right.
and I'll go to
Right.
work, see?
Sure, of course. But
So I don't have to do that, but anyway.
oh, you're so funny.
This fund, and then there's 15 cents of that dollar left, and that's what keeps the office open. That's the paper, that's the printers, the cartridges, the liability insurance, everything it takes. It pays the phone bill, those kinds of things.
Well,
So that makes up that's how the dollar's broken up. That's contributed through payroll deduction.
I don't think that anyone has ever questioned the administrative costs of River Fund. And I mean, you're so transparent, and you really stretch every dollar
Yeah,
that you have.
yeah.
And clearly.
And I don't even like to pay rent, you know, so because I'd rather use that money to
Right.
help people, you know.
I
So,
know.
and that's how the Bullhead office got opened, is with a great partnership with Mojave Electric Cooperative.
That's amazing.
But anyway, back to the program grant fund. It sits there and accumulates at 70 cents, and then about March, April, I'll send out a letter to most all of the nonprofits in the region, as long as they're local, and by local I mean Laughlin, Bullhead City, Fort Mojave, Mojave Valley. We stretch out into Golden Shores, Topok, to the nutrition center down there that helps people. In Needles, you know, there's not even a grocery store there anymore, sadly. But you have St. Vincent de Paul, and they help folks. They have a food bank. They pay a few electric bills, prescriptions, anything like that. So we do grants for them. We send them a letter. And then in the other direction out in Golden Valley, we have a couple of food banks that are helping out there that are local here, but they take their operation out there on weekends and stuff. So we send out these letters. It's an invitation to apply. Then they go on our website, and it's a drop down, and they can fill out the applications. And I will tell you, these grants are vetted like you can't believe. I have to verify with the IRS that they're in good standing. And in good standing means that they're filing their tax returns, you know, and they got no liens against them and so forth. And secondly, that their insurances are in place and they're a legitimate, you know, nonprofit. Then they also have to show us that they need the money and what it's for. And it's all over the place. We have a couple of new ones this year that we helped. It's the Mojave County Bridge to Recovery.
Okay, sure.
It's a nonprofit that helps women that are recovering from alcohol and drug abuse. And they have a couple of safe houses spotted around the county. And they're new. And then down in the Topok area, and Topok is really growing. It's one of those best kept secrets.
Well, no, you just let it out.
Well, now I did, yes. There's a group called Community Pride, and they really have it down there. And they just built a beautiful park. They partner with River Fund and with a lot of nonprofits. And also with Legacy Foundation and everybody, and built this nice park down there. So, and they apply for grants. They got a little snack shack down there that they need to operate and all these kinds of things. So it's all over the place. And the largest volume is food banks all over the region, and it just doesn't stop with the amount of people that are can't feed their families anymore. It's just sad.
So sad.
So with that being said, this last July. We approved 60, I think it was 68,500 in program grants.
Wow.
For this year. For I'm thinking 17 or 18 nonprofits. I can't remember off the top of my head. But that's a busy period for us. You know, we have to. You know, we send out the information, we wait for it to come back. Then I have to make sure that they're all, you know, legit. And then we have a program grant committee that meets, and they're made up of our board of directors. And then we go over. A lot of times we'll give them more than they ask for.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of times less.
Yeah,
Or
sure.
a lot of times, not a
Just
lot of times, but sometimes we can't. Sometimes
accommodate.
we get more applications than we got funding for, because we don't empty the kitty. We actually keep 10,000 in reserve for emergencies, and we've had to use that before. We had to use it to replace a roof on a safe house. Air conditioning that's up on the roof. I'm sorry, not the roof. The air conditioning went out on this place, and another time a compressor went out on a truck that is used to move food around to different food banks.
Yeah.
Those kind of, so we always have a reserve of 10,000. Then in about October, we do another grant cycle that gets ready for Christmas and Thanksgiving meals that the families can't afford to take care of their own. So we have 5 or 6 food bank operations in the region that do that.
Oh my
So
gosh.
they apply for those grants, and that's usually about 25, 30,000 towards the end of the year.
I believe that.
Yeah, see, and so that all comes. That's not me out on the street with a pickle jar and raffle tickets. You know what I'm saying?
No, of
That
course
is
not.
that 70 cents of every dollar that's contributed through payroll deduction. That's river givers that sign up and say, I want to help. So even if they don't, if they don't need it, of course they're not going to call us. But the nice thing is to know that their money is working all year long, that they're contributing, helping others. So we're just on the brink of passing the 80,000 mark of the lives that we've impacted through these programs since we started in June of 2010.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable what
Pretty
you've-
cool, huh?
Yes, I'm always mystified to read about what you've been able to do over the past few years. And in this community, I have to say, I've never been anywhere or experienced anything like being here. This community gives.
Different, isn't it?
It really is. And, they just come together and
Well, we have at Riverfront. We have a lot of resources that we use. Sometimes there is things that go on that we can't really do anything about. So we have others that step in, and a lot of our partners up in the Las Vegas area, both government and nonprofits, are amazed that we can do what we do down here, because they say there's nothing like this in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I don't know that you could do it in such a big city. We're isolated to, kind of here with the rural setting that we live in. And when it comes to a couple of things, veterans,
yes,
cancer patients, and the youth.
big time.
Everybody steps up for the kids.
Absolutely.
Always.
Yes.
And then the same with the veterans. We got programs in all of those categories that are amazing, and it's the volunteers in this community that we can't do it alone, but we're pretty good at managing it and administering the funds. But those that are out there that Ryan Graneth, for example, he's a firefighter
Yes.
with Bullhead Fire Department, and he come up with this idea about 5 years ago to help the veterans. He organized this poker run through the Men of Fire, and that's they're doing it twice a year now, and it's raising anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 every time they say poker run and veterans in the same sentence.
Right.
And those funds are, it was about 4 years ago. We had 4 fires in July in Bullhead City. 2 of the 4 fires, total 2 little homes. They were single-wide mobiles, both owned by veterans.
Oh my goodness.
And see, those funds are perfect for these kind of crisis situations that we do. So kudos to Brian and all the guys that in the fire department that put that on. Another one, of course, is the Cancer Connection fund that we have, and that was the dream child of Connie Davis when she was executive director over at the Laughlin Chamber. And of course, Jackie has carried that tradition on since Connie passed away, and then now it's the Connie Davis. I think it's the 5K walk and roll.
Yes, walk and roll.
Yeah, and that's an amazing thing in itself too. So that helps our Cancer Connection Fund, and then the other one, of course, is the Chef's Food Fest, which broke records this year at $30,000. Are you kidding me?
I know.
And that's an unrestricted fund. That's a completely different thing. That helps somebody that needs a tire or two on their car or something, and they're trying to get to work and can't because they have no transportation, or Work cards. That, you know, Nevada is a work card state.
Right.
You work in Nevada, you need you need to be a card carrier. You know? So, and some of those things get a little pricey. You know, just the fingerprints alone in the background check is $72.25 now.
It's a couple of
And to
meals.
get, yeah,
you know.
and to get your gaming card is $45, and you can't get it without the fingerprints in the background. So you got 72 plus the 45. Oh, and by the way, you're going to be in a serving area where they have drinks. You have the alcohol awareness class you have to take. That's $20, and they're going to serve cheeseburgers on the side. So now you need your health card. So that's another 20. So these unrestricted funds are perfect for those kinds of things. When somebody is offered a job, but they can't get the job without the card, and they can't get the card without the job.
See, and that's so amazing. And go to another community or a big city and have an individual call an organization and say, "Hey, I need help paying for my necessary card." Yeah, right. Well, you have to go through this process, or you have to do that.
Well, and it's usually 30 days or something.
Yeah,
you know, and
sure.
it's a 35-page application. You know, or if you live in the rural areas, you've got to wait a week for them to come to town, if you're lucky.
Right,
So,
and
it's different. It is different. It's very unique.
And that certainly doesn't help those emergency situations.
Right.
And I know you have to get going too, because
Well, we
you're
got
constantly
Happy Monday.
busy.
Yeah. There's
handling
things going on all the time, and we're on call. I'm on call with all the police departments up and down the river too, all the way to Topak, the Indian tribe, Mojave County Sheriff, Metro, all of them, because things happen in the middle of the night you can't control. Whether it's a fire and a family is left homeless,
right?
You know, standing on the street in their underwear or something, or it's a domestic violence victim that got chased out the back door of their house with somebody chasing them with a baseball bat or something, and they've got 2 kids and nowhere to go because he ends up in jail and she's not on the lease agreement. So we get called, and then we house them, and then the next morning get them into the office and start talking about now what.
Right.
Sometimes that means we get them on a bus and send them to Kansas City or New York or wherever family is, or job opportunities, or friends that'll take them in and let them start anew. Or with career women, they want to stay here, we got money for deposits to start a new house and those kinds of things. All these different unrestricted funds help us do that, you know, kind of thing. So we try to meet the challenges that we face, you know, and like they say on Pawn Stars up in Vegas, you never know what's coming through the door.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, it's just an amazing thing that you all do there, and we're just so proud of everything and
Thank
all
you.
your efforts.
Well, it's a big community here that really supports, you know, these things that we do, and we couldn't do it without the local folks, you know. And Bruce was certainly a big part of that.
He certainly
was. Obviously, you know, and we miss him horribly, and he had such an input, and he was really caring about that. The humanitarian side of Bruce, probably a lot of people will never know. But anyway, it's a good thing.
Well, it was a great thing to have you come on today, and
well, thanks for having us. We always like coming out here and visiting.
well, we certainly appreciate again everything you do, and you know, every dollar you raise stays right here in the community.
Yeah, right. That's the
And
big thing.
It really is. And like I said, and how many organizations can you, a man on the street, just go to and you know, with your emergency or.
Well, like I said, we can't solve everything, but
Right.
we're pretty close. We're pretty close to addressing all of the needs, whether it's just a electric bill or just, you know, well, that means everything to anybody when your electricity is turned off. But I mean, from that to legal documents and getting your vehicle fixed because you can't get to work. And there's got to be a reason for these things. You know, we don't want people to walk out in the morning and find their car broke down and they can't punch a time clock. That's not a good thing when they got kids to feed. So we're trying to address the different things that happen, you know, that come along that keep people going, you know. And but there's a lot of things to be done yet, and fortunately we have a community that supports these programs. And if business owners are interested in that, there's no cost other than your bookkeeper doing the deductions and sending the check to us. I would be more than happy to come out and talk to them and then set up interviews with the employees and work. There's a lot of different programs out there that we can help with.
That's such a great thing. So please, if you'd like more information on that, they can contact the River Fund.
Yeah, my office in Laughlin is area code 702-298-0611.
And if you missed that, you can always feel free to give us a call and we will pass that along to you. But once again, Mike Connor, Executive Director of River Fund.
Thanks
you
a lot.
so much.
Appreciate it.
And we'll be right back with more of Take Two.
Our second look at weather is brought to you by First Call Restoration Water and Fire Damage Experts with exceptional customer service. Now offering carpet, upholstery, tile, and grout cleaning services. The second look at weather was brought to you by First Call Restoration Water and Fire Damage Experts with exceptional customer service. Now offering carpet, upholstery, tile, and grout cleaning services.
Today's morning show is brought to you by Hospice Compasses. At the heart of who we are stands compassion, integrity, and excellence. Call Hospice Compasses for more information.
If you have Medicare, listen up. Medicare alone only covers 80% of your costs, leaving you to pay the rest. Understanding all the options can be downright confusing. That's why I love Health Markets, your insurance marketplace. They search thousands of plans to find a plan that's right for you. Plans that have prescription drug coverage, dental and vision care. Some may eliminate your out-of-pocket costs and no monthly premium.
Health Markets.
Representatives are standing by to assist you 24/7. Don't wait. Call now.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, this may be the most important phone call you'll ever make.
I owed $87,000 in taxes. But listen.
Your tax problem is settled. You only owe $3,500.
What a great message.
I owed $11,000 on my taxes. But now...
Congratulations. You only owe $2,068.
How's that sound?
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, then you owe it to yourself to call this number or go to tax10000.com. Even if you are already at the point where you're struggling with levies and garnishments, let our experts help guide you through the process of negotiating a tax settlement.
We owed the IRS $48,000.
But check out what we actually paid.
Are you sitting down? You only owe $3,571.
Call 800-219-1086 or go to tax10000.com. That's 800-219-1086.
This segment of the morning show is brought to you by All Wellness Medical Center, now open for all your wellness needs. Located on Canyon Road off the Bullhead Parkway. Make an appointment today.
Well, you know, we have so much fun here at Take Two that Mike didn't want to leave. You didn't want to leave?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I decided I'm hanging around. Well, who wouldn't want to hang around?
No, actually, we have a big thing that we need to mention.
Yeah, I almost forgot. There's an auction coming to town, and it's an annual thing. And this year it's going to be in December. It's on December the 7th. So right now I'm just asking people just to go mark that calendar down.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wine and cheese, charity auction, but this year it's got a new brand. It's Bruce Clark's brand. Bruce was always really into that. He was our announcer. He was the auctioneer, and he was the guy that got up there and sold all these things and brought in all that money that we use for these special funds, for these unrestricted things that we talked about. And so the board of directors unanimously chose to remember Bruce by, capturing his name on the top of this marquee that says Bruce Clark's annual wine and cheese tasting auction, charity auction event. And it's always at the Tropicana.
Yes.
And it's up in the pavilion. And this year it's a special. We're doing it. It's going to be into the evening, so it's 4 to 7,
Okay.
which means that's the time you get hungry, right?
Absolutely.
So it's going to be a big Italian dinner with all the trimmings and everything go along with it. And this year it's going to be a little techie. It's going to be iPhone kind of stuff. So your cell phone is going to be, you're going to be able to bid using the iPhone. You can see all of the items on your iPhone.
Wow, so that'll help
Yeah,
facilitate the whole process.
There'll be a period of time. Announcements will be coming. We're not there yet, so don't be running to our website saying expecting to see everything yet. We got a little ways to go, so we're working on it now. And you'll be able to get a glimpse of all of these different auction items that are going to be there ahead of the event.
Right.
As soon as it goes live, and I guess you can even place your bids on it. That's not my end of the street. Lynn Clark is the gal for
I was
that.
going to say, I
Yes.
remember
Leave
last
that
year
up to
Lynn
her.
going crazy with that,
Yeah.
and Chad, you were there.
Well, and we
checking
will
people in.
admit that we made mistakes. Last year was we were rookies at this, and it was our first meaning River Funds.
Right.
And so it was sticky because we were new to the software and all of this stuff. Well, we've improved the software, amazing differences in all of that. And I understand that Graham over there is a little bit a part of that too. He's the end of this game. He's hi over there.
Yeah, can you say?
Yeah.
There's a monitor in between Mike and I.
There you go. There he is.
And I think honestly, I'm super excited about doing the mobile bidding. And I think that it'll make it easier on us. It'll make it more time efficient. So I'm excited about it.
Well, and we realized that there was some hiccups, and people had to wait way too long for their to get their stuff and pay their bill and all of that, and you get checked in. And this is really going to be different this time. It's good. It's going to a lot of improvements. So.
Yeah, because we won't have to sit there and enter in everything manually as far as
Right.
winners and stuff like that goes. So that's exciting, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That was a lot of work. I remember last year. Yeah, it was.
I think the ticket's going to be $25, and you can buy them online.
I thought it was $30, $35.
Is it?
That's what I thought.
Okay.
You want me to look
I
it
don't
up?
want to give away the farm.
Right.
So
Well, we'll find out for
I'll
you.
go with
for
whatever you
sure.
say. I just have to show up.
Right. I think we all do.
Yeah, exactly.
It's mandatory.
Well, it's wonderful, and
anyway,
the fact
it's a great event, and the funds raised for this it goes into the unrestricted stuff because there's so many things. When I pay electric bills for Mojave Electric, that's a restricted fund. It has to be used for that. And we have some homeless things that different grants we apply for from different foundations, and all these other things that are targeted for certain kinds of issues. Well, then there's those issues that you don't know that are coming. You never know what's coming through the door stuff.
Right.
Those are the ones that these kind of funds that are raised through these kind of events makes all the difference in the world, whether we can help or not.
So we're going to want to have everybody come
Yeah.
out to this auction.
In fact, when I leave here this morning, I'm on my way back to Bullhead City to figure out a solution for a little catastrophe that's going on over there this morning. So. And those funds will come out of our unrestricted account. So those are very important things, very important. So mark your calendars for December the 7th, 4 to 7 at the Tropicana.
A little bit of a patriotic theme with Pearl Harbor Day, so you won't forget that.
So
now.
well,
It's
you got Pearl Harbor Day, so it's going to be patriotic, and then secondly, it's your pre-season, it's your seasonal Christmas shopping, and you can't even get in my office right now. You'd think I was some kind of hoarder. I have to walk sideways. What is it, the Cupid Shuffle? Yeah, I have to walk sideways to get to my desk right now with all of these auction items that people are bringing us already, and they're crazy stuff.
Really?
Listen, the home furnishings, paintings, just all, there's a pet doggy door. There is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's
That's
excited.
for Chad. All kinds of things are coming in. They're just really, really nice. And we've set a minimum. It's got to be at least a retail value of $25.
That's great.
And everything is in the $60 to $100 range. And I'm going to let the cat out of the bag right now. We have got a backyard play set for kids, like a jungle gym thing,
No way.
and it retails for $5,380.
Are you kidding
That's
me? Are
incredible.
you kidding
And
me?
it was donated to us by the Home Depot, both Bullhead and Kingman.
Oh,
Wow.
my goodness.
It's still crated, and it's sitting on my 16-foot trailer in my driveway, and nobody knows where I live, right?
I don't know.
And it is I think there's 5 slides on it, and the longest one is 15 feet long.
Are you kidding?
Just one of the slides.
That should be at a
my
park.
Just one of the slides.
goodness.
So you can imagine how I haven't looked at the dimensions. What it's going to take a big yard and a big wallet. Thank you very much.
Right.
You know, so we don't know
course.
where that opening bid is going to start, but that's the kind of auction we're going to have this year. That kind of quality stuff. So, yeah. So thank you for letting me to have the last few minutes
of
here.
course,
you know,
well-
before you throw me out the door.
And I
can't
just
get rid of
confirmed
them.
online we have $30 in advance and $35 at the door.
At 30 and 35, right?
Correct.
Okay, I knew that. I was just checking to make sure you knew it.
You were testing me. I feel you. I
If
feel
you
you.
were, to see if you were paying attention, Chad.
I was.
Oh, well, thank
There
you.
you are.
Yes.
Now I'm done.
Okay. Well, I loved having you up here. So you can sit up here while we throw the weather over
There you go.
to Chad.
All right.
Alrighty. Today's weather is brought to you by Mojave Skin and Cancer. The dermatologists that are the go-to premier place in town in Laughlin, Bullhead City, Lake Havasu City, and even in Kingman. Stop in or give them a call today. Your weather looks like this. Today we have a high of 112 degrees with winds from the south at 9 miles an hour. On Tuesday, winds switch up a little bit to south-southwest at 10 miles an hour with a high of 113 degrees. Wednesday, the high stays the same for 113 degrees. On Thursday, the highs drop down a little bit to 110 and 112 on Friday. Around the Midwest, we have Maple Grove at 69, Chicago with rain and 75 degrees, 82 in Kansas City with thunderstorms. Cincinnati will also have some rain at 71 degrees for their high, and Detroit is going to get up to 73 with clouds in the sky.
And once again, our 5-day weather is brought to you by Mojave Skin and Cancer. And thank you once again, Mike.
Well, thank you. You're doing a wonderful job.
Well, thank you very much.
The whole
I
crew
try.
is. All of you
Yes.
are. You're doing a great job.
And thank you, Chad.
Anytime.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
And thank you, each and every one of you, tuning in on all of our platforms. We will see you right back here tomorrow with your Tri-State News. Have a great day.
Today's morning show has been brought to you by
At Golden Nugget Laughlin, experience a new kind of reward. Sign up for the 24 Karat Select Club today.
The preceding presentation of the morning show is intended for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the show without the express written consent of TV2 KLBC is strictly prohibited.
The Boys and Girls Club of the Colorado River encourages you to donate local, shop local, and support local at the club's thrift store in Bullhead City. Donate your gently used items. Shop at the thrift store for great bargains to support programs for our local youth. It's that easy. Also, volunteers are always needed. The Boys and Girls Club of the Colorado River, Great futures start here.
Have you been thinking about relocating your existing business or even starting a new business? Laughlin Town Center is now under new ownership. Suites are available from 800 to over 2,000 square feet. The Laughlin Town Center is adjacent to the Needles Highway. An abundance of potential customers driving by every day. And there's plenty of parking along with well-manicured trees and shrubs surrounding the property. An absolutely awesome opportunity for your future. Call Mary Ellen Viraldi at 702-298-6542.